We'll prepare and we'll go and we'll do our best. We'll put them under pressure. The game is about being effective, being aggressive, winning the ball, getting on with the play. We'll put them under pressure.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say. I need a break. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming Game face on when I chase like that. Yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back. I'ma swing home run like a baseball bat. Gonna see me rise, you can hate on that. I don't play both sides, doing me no cap. I'm a ride or die for my dreams on tap. I'ma fly real high, you ain't seen me stack. What's not how you fall till you get right back up. This ain't get tough, calluses on my hands so rough. Yeah, I call your bluff, I'm not the one. Mess with me, come down with none. Stop so done, you had your fun. And now you're gonna face down the barrel of the gun. Cause I got a full clip with your name on it. But I'ma let you slide cause you ain't worth it. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to Thfc Till I Die, your home of Tottenham past, present, and an exciting future under Ange Postecoglou as the 23-24 season ends. Where do we go from here? And it is now all about summer. It's all about summer transfers. It's all about who can we get in, who can we get out. Are we going to play well on Wednesday down under? And it's all about, can we teach Tequila the Royal Rover before the start of next season? That is the breaking news. But Tequila is joining me. How are you today, sir? Hope you're doing well.
I'm loving the weather. It's just perfect for me and my Scottish background. Not too sunny, just where I like it. How are you?
Yeah. Me, I am fine. I am over the moon. But listen, let's see who's in the crowd. Let's see who's in the crowd. And let's see what are talking points today. We've got the start of the Premier League transfer news as news talk starts tomorrow. Transfer talk starts tomorrow. This is the last of Newsbeat for this season. But Spurs are in Europe. But let's see who's in the chat and welcome a few people in. We've got Daniela Zito. Big up, Daniela. Says, evening, Dermot and Philip. There you go.
I'll try to be as good as the Godfather, but I don't know. That's a tall ask.
Yeah, well, there you go. Anyway, I'm going to call you AKA the Philip. The squad had traveled to Australia has been confirmed yesterday. What do you make? But we're going to go through that squad, and a bit later did Daniela. And there's a few shocks in that squad as well. We've got Wayne Bonner. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're well and enjoying the decent weather. So, which 1,500 planes are we linked with already?
Anyway, only 1,500. He's been generous. You've been generous.
He is being generous, actually. I will read that in normal speed. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're well, enjoying the decent weather. So, which is 1,500 pages are we linked with already? We're linked with none, as far as I can do. But we have. I don't look. We'll see what happens. I think I've been told we're going to have. We're going to have a very exciting summer. Apparently, I've been told. We're going to blow a few teams out of the water, transfer-wise. Make of that what you will. That's what I was told by our source. You know our source well as well, Tequila. You've been introduced to him. So you know he's no bullshitter.
Nope, he's not.
He really isn't. You sound just like him too. Stephen Cartwright, evening lads. Any transfer rumours, Dermot? Hope all is well. Stephen, I haven't had any yet. Is one or two for other clubs, but Tottenham, I think because they're on their way to Australia and everything, so I think everything will start coming out in the next few days. Just a few marks for your calendar. The 14th of June, the transfer window opens, and on the 18th of June as well, the fixtures are announced for the 24-25 Premier League season. So a few dates to mark on your calendar there, and we'll be bringing you everything up to them. We've got Mr. EE. Hi, Dermo. Big EE. Daniela says, sorry, I put it in before I saw the panel. No problem, Daniela.
It's fine.
Mr. EE says, I've got a bad feeling that we're going to be experiencing deja vu again. If Ange gets back, etc., same old shit, different season. I mean, look, I think things are different now, Tequila. I think things will. I know things are going to be different this summer. But can you understand where Mr. EE is coming from? Do you actually understand? Do you get it?
Yeah, of course I do. And I think a lot of long-time Spurs fans, it's hard not to become a little bit jaded in certain areas. It's understandable. You know, hopefully this is the season where it changes. But I understand that we do say that every season. But one year it's going to be right. Maybe this is the year, eh?
Yeah, this is the year. We've got Neil Shafton. Happy Monday to you. And look at this lovely thumbnail there. Who's that on this thumbnail? Is that Mickey van der Ven? I think it might be. Let us know, Neil, who's that on there. You're laughing because you know it's not. Wayne Bonner. Who is it then?
Look at it again.
Right, who is it?
That's not Mickey van der Ven.
Oh, okay, then. All right. Neil says it is Mickey van der Ven.
Is that Mickey van der Ven?
Yeah. There you go.
Thought it was a kid's toy.
Trust you. Wayne Bonner says, in the absence of the Godfather, does that make Tequila the godson? Yeah, it does, actually. That's not a bad point, actually. Yeah.
The godson?
Yeah, the godson. And a different manager and coach. Ooh. So, Mr. EE, I take it's not an Ange fan.
No, I think he means is that it's always a different. Always a different manager each time, isn't it? Before I actually wanted to say that, Dermo. Actually, I want to give Ange Postecoglou congratulations. He survived a whole season as a Spurs manager. Can you believe it? That's plaudits by itself.
It is actually. We haven't had that since Pochettino.
Exactly.
It's quite shocking, isn't it? Also, we would like to. It's quite shocking, isn't it?
It does say a lot about our itchy trigger finger on managers. Let's say.
Yeah, it does actually. Well, to be fair, the Garden Gnome wasn't very good. Conte was only there for himself, and Mourinho's ego was so big. I'm surprised it got into the stadium itself. To be fair,
I still like Jose. I don't know why I do, but I still do. I don't know why.
Well, his ego was massive.
Yeah, I know, but those guys with those massive egos, they're so full of themselves, but because they're so full of themselves, it kind of raises their own level. Do you know? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's got to be as good as he says he is in his mind.
Yeah, I get what you're getting at, but for me, I always call Pochettino a serial loser. I think he is now. I know you and
harsh,
Philip both.
So harsh.
It's not harsh. It's a reality. Did he win anything? No.
Yeah, but a loser would have been if he would have completely tanked, and he didn't.
The only place he's won is France, and I mean, you could go over to France and win the league. Liga one over there.
Yeah, I know.
To be fair,
it's a one-team league, pretty much. Didn't he the first season? Didn't he not win the league though? Was it another team who won the league his first season?
Yeah. I mean, you can send a 5-year-old to France to PSG and they can win the league. I mean, to be fair, this is why I call him a serial loser, and I stand by that because he is. He didn't win us anything, and when we did get to the Champions League final, it was a case, well, if we win the Champions League final, we might not be here next year.
Yeah.
And you've got managers like Pochettino, like a Mourinho, whose ego was massive. You've got managers like Conte, who came in and did us a favour. To be fair, he wasn't there for our benefit. He was there for his benefit.
We needed the money, didn't he? Apparently.
Exactly. So, to me, Ange is the right manager for us to take us forward. He's a winner everywhere he's gone, but he hasn't got an ego.
No, I wouldn't say he's an arrogant. No, he's not arrogant.
No, he's not. And when
although he does believe in himself, and he's quite, he believes in his way, his ideology of football. He's very adamant about that.
Yeah, and he has a right to believe in himself. I believe in myself. I believe in myself doing this. I believe I'm the best YouTuber around. No, I'm not. But I believe in myself.
I'm wrong believing it, though, mate. You should believe in yourself.
Yeah, and look, for me, and Stephen Cartwright's right. I bring his comment up. I'm going to go back to the comments. He says, using your logic, 99%. Yeah, they are losers. 99% of managers are losers. The only ones that are winners that win things. And winning something in the English Premier League I think it's the toughest job you'll ever have in football.
On that basis, though, both Jose and Conte aren't losers, then, are they? Really?
I never called them because they have won stuff. Pochettino never won anything. Okay, we got to a final under Pochettino and we've lost finals and semi-finals, but it didn't mean that he was as good as other managers we've had that have won stuff. Mourinho has won everything he's gone, and for some whatever stupid reason, Levy sacked him 6 days for a cup final.
But baffling. That's still baffling.
That baffles me even now. And you've got Conte, who's come in, who's been a winner everywhere he went, and still couldn't get it right at Tottenham. So you can blame the managers, you can blame him on that. I don't think it was all Levy under Conte, because Conte's. I don't know what. I got very bored of Conte football. I don't know how you felt. And with Ange this season, it's been refreshing. This season has been refreshing.
I think everyone thought Conte. I don't think there's anyone who actually liked Conte ball. The idea was meant to be Dermo's, that we'll put up with it, so we'll win something. Yeah. But as soon as we realised that we weren't going to win anything, it was like, okay, so we might as well get somebody with good football.
Yeah, exactly. We've got big up comrade Dermot, big up comrade Matthew. Hope you're doing well. Wayne saying evening AE, and he's saying Wayne, hi Wayne, all saying hello to each other. Neil Shaft and Mickey van der Ven. Sign Mickey van der Ven, which we have. Tequila got what I meant. Is at least somebody on this net on this.
Oh, I got what you meant. Yeah.
I didn't, but at least somebody's got
it.
Yeah. Quite like Ange, honestly, Dom. I know you do. I just probably read it wrong. Sorry. I was just extending on what I've said in previous comments. Oh, yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean now. And he says, and I'm with Tequila and Jose. I've always been. Do you know? Right, Jose Mourinho. Right, I think what he's done in football has been remarkable. He's probably been one of the greatest managers in this game for the last 20, 25 years. I think definitely. He's on the same par with me with Ferguson and Wenger. I think the three of them made the Premier League what the Premier League is today, to be fair. But
it's a good shout. Yeah, it's a good shout.
I feel, though, his ego over the last couple of years has been bigger than him. And I feel his reputation does precede him of only spending 3 years with the club and then buggering off. I mean, he went to Man United and he left Man United in a worse place than what he found them. But Glazers did that as well. But
I mean, you got to look at he had that period of success, obviously, with Chelsea and everything. And it does have to be said that he's Roma, he didn't. I mean, he didn't do badly at Rome, but as it always is, it always ends in complete chaos, doesn't it? Always.
It does. Big up to Peter as well. Big up Peter. He says, hi all. Big up Peter. Neil says the ego distracts from losing on the pitch. It probably does. We've got Neil Shafton said he had arguably the world's best players on a PSG squad and who couldn't win the Champions League.
It's true.
That still baffles me how PSG are still struggling to win the Champions League. That just baffles me. When
their forward line of a couple of years ago was just insanity, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
That forward line.
Was. We've got Tyler. How are you doing, Dermot? I'm doing fine, Tyler. Hope you're doing well. And we've got Rakesh. Big up. And he says, hi, guys. Big up, Rakesh. Welcome to the show. Now, you're all asking, what are we talking about today, Doma? What is the talking points today? The talking points are Premier League manager news. We've got a bit of Premier League news coming up. We've got Spurs' last game. We've got Premier League's latest transfer, as well. Rumours of Spurs players on the move. We've got a little list who's been put out. I found in a couple of articles today about who's moving, who's not. And then we've got who's on the list for Down Under. We've also got a list as well, which players have gone down to the Australian game. And we've got a little bit of pre-match for that as well, where you can watch it, and a little bit of that. We will come out. Me and Tequila, hopefully tonight, will do our predicted lineup for that game. And who do we think will be in there? So watch out for that, you members. Right, guys, so let's start on with it. Let's crack on. And it is, of course, the first one, Tequila. Liverpool get their slot. Arnie slot has been announced today. You like that, do you?
The first of many. Just wait until the tabloids get a hold of that.
Yeah,
it's going to be a nightmare.
Do you know what? I thought that was quite good, to be fair.
it was fine. The Sun and all the tabloids over here in the UK are going to murder Slot with all those puns. It's going to be dreadful.
Yeah, I tell you one thing. I just like that. I thought, what can I use? And I thought Liverpool get their slot. That could have come out a different way, but never mind. Arne Slot has signed a new 3-year deal to become Liverpool manager. He's starting on the 1st of June. Look, how big of a miss do you think? Look, how big of a miss will Klopp be to the Premier League as a brand? Because I think whoever goes in after him is going to find it very hard to be a success. A bit like when Moyes took over from Ferguson. Like anyone's going to take over from Pep. Hopefully, anyone in years and years' time that take over from Ange. How difficult will it be for Slot to come in and be a success? Does he have to start winning quickly?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think he's on a hiding for nothing, really, because it is a big ask, because he's coming from the Dutch league, obviously, and it is a big jump up. Just ask Ten Hag, right? He's got to follow Liverpool's best manager, probably since Dalglish. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
So, and if he comes in next year, and Salah, it looks like maybe some of his star players either are going to be moving on. So he's probably going to have a weaker team this year than he did last year, and he's inexperienced in the Premiership. And you add all that together, if he doesn't win something next year or get into the top 4, they'll be after him. Dermo, they'll want him out pretty quick.
Yeah. Though Liverpool are probably the more forgiving fans than my fans.
They are more than some other teams. I agree. But if he ends up finishing, I don't know, like 6th or 7th, which could be realistic for them next year. Yeah, right. If Chelsea have gotten their act together, if they progress, if Man United come back into it, they could easily drop down a couple of places. Just saying, and will Liverpool fans be able to? I don't know. They are more patient than other fan bases. They are.
I think Slot's on hiding to nothing. To be fair, I think anyone goes in after Klopp. That's why Alonso never took it, and I think he was smart.
Yeah, he was smart. Yeah,
he was. So look, where do you rate Klopp? Where do you rate him as a Premier League manager? Do you put him up there with the best? Do you put him up there near the best? I mean, for me, he was successful at Liverpool, but I don't think he isn't as good as, say, Wenger or Ferguson or Mourinho. I think he'd be around the 4th, 5th mark. Where would you put him?
I think I'll put him 5th, to be honest. I think you've got to look at... I still consider Ferguson the best. Yeah. Then I think there's a bit of a gap. And then you've got Mourinho, Wenger, and Pep. The order of those 3 can be debated, I think, a bit. And then that's where. And then, but I think those are the top 4. And then I think there's a bit of a gap after that. And then that's where Klopp and other managers can be looked at. That's how I'd look at it.
And look, it's always sad to see a manager go for that particular club. But with Liverpool, do you feel? Do you feel he was more pushed out than he went on his own accord? Do you reckon there was something more to this, him going?
No, I do. I think he was the main man at Liverpool. I think he'd earned enough of respect of not only the players, obviously the fan base, and actually, to be honest, I think he's earned quite a lot of respect from football fans in general. I know a lot of us take the mickey out of his teeth and call him Karen.
Don't say that when Philip's around, because Philip doesn't like him.
I know Philip hates him, doesn't he? I know. I'm trying to be diplomatic, but since
I know
Phil,
you are.
yeah.
I know you are. But look, it's a few people in the chat. We've got Neil Shafton here saying Liverpool are into a traditional period, so the young group and the new manager will get a pass. I think they will. To be fair. So ring up to Wayne Bonner. He says Mourinho may have had an ego, but he took care of business. I like him at Spurs. If given a few of his players, I do you know what? I do agree with that.
Yep, so do I.
Where I always liked the day we signed Mourinho, I was over the moon because I always wanted Mourinho to be a Tottenham manager.
Do you think Mourinho, if Mourinho had our current back line, right, and our keeper and our current back four, I think just imagine how much more successful he could be.
We would have won the league. Yeah. I'm telling you now, if Mourinho was in charge of that team we had, right, we would have won the league.
Yeah,
I think we you know, as much as I love Ange and as much as I think Ange will succeed at Tottenham and Ange will take us to the promised land, if Mourinho had the players that we have now, he would have won us the league.
I think, or just imagine the building blocks would be so immense because it would be so solid in defence with the way Mourinho is. I mean, you just add a quality strike or something like that, and boy.
How can you win anything with Eric Dyer, Sanchez, Hugo? All right, Hugo.
He won his skinnier, didn't he? And he got Rodin. That was the big thing at the time. He won his skinnier and he got Rodin. All due respect to Rodin.
Bayern Munich player as well, from Chinese, Japanese, South Korean defender as well.
That's right. The one who ended up playing for Napoli, and then that's right. Yeah.
What's his name?
Kim or something.
Kim. Hey, I still buy him now. You know.
People, I don't know if he'd fit in an system because I think his big thing is that he lacks pace, I believe.
But he'd be good as a backup.
Oh, definitely,
yeah. We've got Charlie Rogers. Whatever happened to Jamie Slabber?
Jamie Slabber?
Who's John? I don't know. But do you know what happened to Jamie Slabber? I don't know.
I can think of Slabhead, but I don't think he means...
Big up, Charlie. Anyway, I haven't seen you before. Welcome to the channel. Please hit the like button and subscription button as we've lost one subscriber for something we've said.
Oh, that's not good.
Never mind. Peter says, just goes to show, lads, sometimes a champions team can be a team of champions. That's so true. That's so true. Big up to David. He says, morning, everyone. Big up, Cobber. Hope you're doing well. We've got Wayne Bonner saying, morning, David. How are you doing, Cobber? We've got Dragon D Nuts. Dragon, thanks, David, for your membership as well. He got you one the other night. So make sure you thank David and thank him. He says, big g'day, all. G'day. We've got Giant Rabbit.
G'day, Cobbers.
Super duper do. It's transfer talk. Oh boy, I can take transfers. I can talk transfers forever. You've come to the right place. G'day, Wayne Cobbett. 2:30 a.m. here, Dermot. I told you my time. My time, please.
What are you doing up at 2:30 a.m., David? Go to bed.
No, leave him alone. Let him watch us.
Go to bed after you watched us,
Yeah. We're the sort of channel that puts Australian people to sleep, gently. My speciality, dude. I just talk. Yeah. And Peter says, without Kane. Absolutely spot on with that. I'm going to go into that. I think that there's a point there I want to make on that one. In order to build towards winning the league, you have to continue signing quality players. I think we will. Wayne Bonner says, if Mourinho had our back line now at Spurs, he'd be laughing all the way to the trophy cabinet. I agree. I think he would. Yeah, so do I. Jose was challenged by an investment banker trying to be a football manager. I think that's the nicest thing anyone said about Daniel Levy.
Investment banker. That's one thing you can call him, I guess. I could think of others.
Yeah. We got Wayne Bonner. What about Ange had Kane this year? It is all speculation, isn't it?
We would have got fourth, though. I think it's fair to say, Dermo, that with Kane we would have got fourth. I think
I'm going to say something. I think we would have been in the hunt for the title for a lot longer than we were.
Maybe. Yeah,
I think we would have done. Gerard says, hi, Demo. Did you watch the hurling last night? Waterford versus Clare. I missed it. I got so bowled over by Wexford winning. I just fell asleep last night. Absolutely. I was supposed to do a stream with the Keeler last night after the Sheffield United game. I just fell asleep. I was tired.
You're shattered, weren't you?
Giant Rabbit says, has Daniel Levy ever made a fart?
Yes, into a cup and then he smelt it.
Oh, you and Giant Rabbit are going to get on quite well. Haha, Dermot, it's your delete Aussie impressions that keeps me up. Wow. That's a compliment. And then we've got Peter saying, yes, Kane, it's all speculation. It is. Now, Spurs' last game, guys, we did play yesterday at Sheffield United. A comfortable victory and Europa League football was secured on Sunday afternoon as we defeated Sheffield United on the final day of the 23-24 season. There we go. Tequila, of course, it was at Bramall Lane. The referee was Andy Madley. The fourth official was Tom Neild. VAR was Tim Robinson, and the assistant VAR was Mark Scholes. Kulu got 2 goals in the 14th and 65th minute, with Porro with a belter on the 59th. Look, it was a comfortable win yesterday for Tottenham. I think it was a good end to the season, a good boost.
It was.
But Sheffield United keeper, he was fantastic yesterday. Absolutely fantastic.
Oh, he had a world. It could easily have been 6-0 if he would have had even if he would have had an average game, it could have even been 4 or 5, definitely.
Yeah. Now, how pleased are you that we secured Europa League football?
I just wanted to get back into Europe, Dermo. Yeah. I mean, I didn't really want the Conference League just because I felt that the players themselves, I know it shouldn't be seen that way, but you do get the impression that the players themselves would maybe think it's beneath them. But Europa League's got a bit more clout to it. So hopefully I believe Ange will take it seriously anyway, but hopefully the players, obviously, who play in those matches,
well,
even if
it is a whole new format as well, isn't it? It's a league, but that's going to, we're going to have to explain. I mean, a lot of people may not know, but it's a changed format. It's the same format as the Champions League and the Conference League. But Champions League teams don't drop down into the Europa League anymore.
That's why we have a chance to win it. I'm not going to say we're going to win it, but if you look at all the other teams that are going to be in it, we'll be one of the favourites, I would imagine.
Why can't we not win it?
Of course we can win it, but it's because you know as well as I do, Dermo, in cup competitions, those kind of things, it's not always the best teams who win the cup. You need a bit of luck sometimes.
I've just worked out. Cheers, Dragon Dean Nuts. Investment thing was rhyming slang.
Okay.
You get it? Do you get it now?
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. These are the match stats. Of course, Tottenham with 9 shots on target, 18 shots altogether, 862 touches, 697 passes, 12 tackles, 12 clearances, 6 corners, and 9 fouls conceded. It's a game we dominated, wasn't it? Really, it was a game we dominated.
Yeah, and sometimes it was very passive as well. Sometimes it was very it was a bit like a training match. Sometimes I got to say.
Yeah, and really, it's a game we should have dominated. For me, Sheffield United are the worst team ever to be in the Premier League, bar Derby.
I was about to say, other than Derby, yeah.
I mean, they were shocking.
I mean, look at the touches, Dermo. Compared to touches, look at that.
I know. I mean, it is quite. Yeah, it is. I mean, to only win 3-0, I mean, it's shocking, but we should have won by more. Ange after the game said that. Do you want to read out what Ange said after the game there, Tequila? Go on.
Yeah, okay, let's have a look. Okay, Big Ange has said, "G'day, mate. I thought it was good. It was important we finished the season off with a positive performance and a positive result. And we did both of those. It was a good way to sign off. I was pleased with the general focus. It isn't easy. Last game of the year, Sheffield United, nothing to play for. Potentially you could get dragged away from your own ambitions, but for the most part, I thought we were really focused and scored some good goals. Probably should have had more, he's right. But their goalkeeper was outstanding. We also kept the clean sheet, so a few things there that were positive for us."
Yeah, look, I agree with him. That Sheffield United's goalkeeper was fantastic. But, we should have scored more. But was that down to the goalkeeper or down to our lack of not having a quality striker up front?
No, the goalkeeper really did have probably the game of his life. He'll probably never play that well again. Bless him. No, I mean, yeah, you could say. I mean, Kulu, maybe he was. I think he was the best player probably on the pitch. Really impressed with him this last game, and I'm not Kulu's biggest fan, but But no, the keeper did make loads of good saves there. I mean, I was watching it live, and pretty much our finishing wasn't that bad at all. Like the on target was pretty damn good. But no, he just had one of those games, mate. You get those keepers every now and again. He just had one of those games.
You did, but if we had a quality striker like a Tony, like somebody up front who is a proper number 9, we could have got 4 or 5 yesterday. So, is it important that we go over, get a proper striker in now in the summer, like a Tony or like somebody like that? Would you go for a Premier League striker or would you go for a European striker? Who would you prefer Tottenham to go after?
You're going to pay more for a Prem striker, aren't you? That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, he's got Premier League experience.
Yeah.
If you buy a European striker, he hasn't. So where's your money going to be on?
I think that Tony would be a cut price for Tony, a cut price. Not this 80 million there that they were. No. You want to halve that and maybe in the 40 range, then I think that's a good deal. Not 80 million. No way, though, mate. It's too much.
Yeah, just 2 minutes to kill it.
All right, mate. Let me have a look at the chat then. What maniacs have we got in the chat? Good day, Matthew. If Gallagher comes in 50 membership, Matthew. If Gallagher, all right, well, I'll hold you to that one. Got to remember that, Matthew. I'm going to put a note of that. If Gallagher comes in 50 membership, it's a lot of money, mate. David Shire here saying, hope neither happen. Gags? Who's Gags?
Whereabouts are you?
I was just reading David Shire's comment. I hope neither happen. Gags or Tony. I don't know who Gags is.
Yeah.
Do you mean Gallagher? Does it mean? That's not a striker.
Gallagher. We will get. Look, that is still coming along. That I'm hearing rumours that deal could happen. Now they're not near an agreement or anything, but it may well happen this summer. Matthew, you made a promise, if I remember, that you would give us a big load, that you would do a big members.
Yeah, he said here, Dermo, he said here 50 membership is if Gallagher. That's what he said.
Yeah, good man. Yeah, and talk about that. Do you want to tell people what they can do? Pick up memberships, also send in your super chats. It does help me and Tequila and Philip and Carl when he joins on his way. But if you want to send in a super chat, take the show where you want to go. This is your show as well as ours. We prepared for it. So go on, Tequila.
If you've got a question, obviously we'll do our best to discuss it.
So yeah, it does help us on our way, and do pick up your memberships. We've got a lot of member stuff coming up. Me and Tequila are going to do a members predicted lineup for the Newcastle game. We'll have that out later tonight, so should be a bit of fun, shouldn't it? Tequila doing this.
Looking forward to it, mate.
Who do we pick? Who do we don't pick? But look, the Gallagher deal, as far as I know, it will happen this summer. When? I don't know, but it's in the works. It is in the works. Peter says, and do you want to read these out? If I hit them, you read them there, Tequila.
Say okay, mate, sorry.
Yeah, we've got Peter there.
And just to sort out the front three, yep. If you can do that, it will take a lot of pressure off the defence.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the ball won't be coming back as much, will it?
No, that's true. That's so true. What about the Wolves under Mick McCarthy in the Prem that time? Look, I always thought Mick McCarthy was a good manager, but
he was all right. He wasn't bad.
Gerrard has also asked Dermo, should we sign the Luton keeper as backup? Now, that's not a bad shout. That is not a bad shout.
Dermo, we should go and sign the Sheffield United keeper who played a World League against us.
No, I think the Luton keeper. That wouldn't be a bad shout. He's a good keeper. The Luton keeper.
Will he be happy to come in as backup though? Because you got to realise that he's most likely not going to get ahead of Vicario, barring a freak injury or a couple of early rounds in the cups. Is somebody, I don't know, would he want to come to Spurs to play 10 games a season?
Yeah. And big up to Matthew, who sent in a super chat. He's just put 69.
Nice. Then he's taking more than that. It's a good number.
It is a good number. Thank you very much for the super chat, though, Matthew. Very kind. I don't know how we will discuss that, but thank you very much.
Let me grab my glasses, Dermo, and then I can read out these chats.
Yeah. Anything you want to say to Matthew? Thank you. We've got David saying, just like fans, they turn their backs on the club when we don't need a gambling man in that dressing room cover. Wayne is saying, damn good number. Yeah, it is going to be one of those streams.
Very good number.
Yeah, very good number. Anything you want to say to Matthew, though, just for sending that in?
Well, I know that Matthew's a wrestling fan, so hope you enjoy WrestleMania everything, Matthew. So tell us who your favourite wrestler is, Matthew, because I know he's a big wrestling fan, Dermo. I know Matthew is.
Yeah. Wayne says, I wouldn't even trust Tony on the episode of Rainbow with Zippy and his top gear.
He had to go there, didn't they? If it's not Carvin, then it's gonna be Wayne.
Oh god, I regret telling people about that Top Gear Wayne thing.
Yeah,
same as Wayne.
Started, don't we?
No, Peter said Matthew. He would have a point to prove. He really would actually. Neil says, I think we need to upgrade from Mad. There's too many games lost to injury. He's not a killer when it comes to scoring goals. Matthew says, I love that guy. He needs to be in there. Gallagher is top class. He is top class. He's not at 60 million. I'm looking up. Look, with the mess Chelsea are in, 40 million gets him, do you think, Tequila?
I think maybe
40,
30. Remember that they're pretty desperate to sell, aren't they? Because they got for FFP. So the thing about Conor Gallagher, Dermo, look at our midfield, right? We're going to have way too many central midfielders. Who is he better than in our comparing him to our other centre midfields? Is he better than all of them, or would you say that Benny's better than him? Basuma better than him?
I think Gallagher would be an improvement on Basuma.
I agree.
Personally.
Yeah. But is that it then? Would you say? What about Sars? He's better than Sar as well?
No, I think Sar's a class act. Sar's going to get better and better. But Basuma, since that Luton game, you and me have talked about this behind the scenes.
He took a dive and never returned. He's still in the wind.
He's still in the wind. Though he has had some good games, since then. But he's never been that consistent, in my opinion. And Peter says better than Sar at this stage. Gallagher?
Yeah, you might say maybe a little bit, but I mean, Sar's much newer to the league, though, isn't he?
David says safety glasses, Tequila, go and buy that.
Yeah, man, they're pretty thick. Yeah.
Big up, Geordie. He says, big up, lads. Big up, and congratulations on qualifying for the Conference League, Geordie. I've been impressed with Newcastle this year, to be fair. Look, it's a bit of fall of grace from Champions League, but I think I've got a soft spot for Newcastle. I always have, actually.
They overachieved. They were well ahead of schedule last year. So this is probably where a true reflection of maybe where they kind of were. You know what I mean?
I want to ask Geordie a question. I want to ask you as well, and people in the chat as well. I'm a big fan of Simon Jordan and his TalkSport morning show with Jim White. And he said one time on there, I've said it before on the channel, on the show.
What you've got.
And he said that that the Newcastle manager, Eddie Howe, is just a gatekeeper to waiting for somebody to take Newcastle to the next level. Do you agree with that? Because I sort of do. I don't think Eddie Howe's the type of manager that will take Newcastle to the promised land. I think he'll take them so far and then a Mourinho type manager. Don't be surprised if Mourinho ends up at Newcastle.
I mean Eddie Howe. Obviously, he's a good manager. He's a good English manager. He did well for Bournemouth, and I think that he's done a good job with Newcastle. I think that he got on them. You got to remember where they were when he took over in quite a short period. I mean, they spent money. They did. They have bought a lot of players on a lot of wages, but it's still a very quick turnaround. You know, they might not have hit this year quite as much as last year, probably because of all the Champions League games. You can say they need a bigger squad, to handle all those extra games. They had a lot of bad injuries. I know that other teams have as well, but they had a lot of bad injuries. One of their key players obviously has been out most of the year because he was banned, which also they weren't expecting. So all thing he's done a good job. But I'm with you is that he's a bit too dull as a personality. I know what that sounds like, and it shouldn't be about that, but I think it is. He's a bit too dull of a personality. They're going to want somebody who's a bit more charismatic, I think, as well.
Is he the manager to take over from Southgate in England, do you think?
Decent shout. I wouldn't be that
for
upset
you. I mean, we're still looking for a
manager.
manager at the moment. We'll take Mr. Blobby.
It depends if I know you don't. It depends if you're one of those people where it's like, do you think that your England manager or your Irish manager should be they have the same rules as the players? They should, they have to come from England or Ireland. If so, then yeah, I think it's a really good shout. If we're going to go another Sven-Goran Eriksson or whatever, then there's been rumours about Jose Mourinho as well being an English manager. I don't know how I'd feel about that. It's a difficult one, mate.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie Howe's a good manager. His father, Don Howe, was a brilliant coach in his time, which I never knew they were related until a little while ago. I didn't. He's kept that very quiet, and he's made his own reputation of his own back, not coming off where most players or ex-players' sons that come into any sport have sort of gone on the back of their father's reputation to get them ahead, if you know what I mean. So, look, for me, Eddie Howe, he's done a fantastic job. I don't think he's the man to take Newcastle on to the next level. We're going to go back to your point in a minute, Peter, because it's a very good point. We've got Geordie saying Eddie Howe is definitely going to be replaced by Mourinho, I hope. We've got Gary Becks. Big up, Gary. Haven't seen you for a while, but welcome back, son. Great to see you in the chat. He says Eddie Howe will be the next England manager. Geordie saying I will give Eddie Howe next season one last chance with fully fit players and see where he ends up. See where he ends. If we get any kind of silverware, then I want him to continue, or else we need to change. Do you know?
I was about to ask Geordie there. It's like, what is success for Newcastle? What do they expect next season? To get back into the Champions League? Do you think that's realistic, or is it that you're going to be floating around kind of like this year, where you're going to be just battling for Europe, or do you expect more? I'm curious to see what he says.
I see Neil's up to for a few Gallaghers anyway. Sar's good engine, says Peter. Engine is young at the moment. He doesn't seem to have it. Out of the two, right? I think Sar's had a better season than Basuma.
I agree. Yeah.
Personally, yeah. I really do. I don't know what your thoughts on that are, Tequila, but
no,
I think
he's been more consistent. I don't know. Yeah. See, you can look at Sarr, and maybe Sarr maybe he doesn't do the special things that Basuma does as often. But and Basuma can have those run of 5 or 6 games when he does that. But then if you look at the whole, again, we're going about consistency here again. Basuma for more than half the year has been worse than Sarr, right? Sarr's just, I don't know. He's not. I don't think Sarr's got as much flair as Basuma. Yeah. But I think he's got a better work rate. I think he's better defensively as well. I mean, they talk about Basuma being he's certainly not a 6. Because I think Sarr would play the 6 role better than Basuma personally if they wanted to mold him into a bit more of a 6.
That's true. And I think that's where Gallagher can come in as well. He can play that 6 role. You know. And
is that where you'd play him then, Dermo?
I would play him in that 6 role personally myself. I think that's where he prefers to stay. Peter says that young Bergville kid, if he can step up, what a talent he is. This is one of the players I'm excited about coming in the summer. I just can't wait to see what Ange can do with him. Geordie says, we've read that one. The guys are talking about the rugby. Eddie Howe should be managed Chelsea. Eddie, don't go to Chelsea. Yes, Peter, he will be exciting to watch. Yeah, he will be. I can't wait. A few lads talking about rugby. Neil says, I'm ready for Gallagher, Frank. Fiona.
You mean wrestling, Dermo? Not rugby, don't you?
Yeah.
Wrestling. Yeah,
I can't stand wrestling. I'm ready for Gallagher, Frank, Fiona, Lip, Ian, Debbie, Liam, and Connor. Don't forget Noel. You can't forget Noel. Liam and Noel go together. It's like 2 peas in the pod.
Yeah, that's great.
You can't forget Noel. Neil, how could you forget Noel?
I was too busy listening to Noel talk about the Man City and everything. He loves going on talks. He loves going on Talk Sports, spewing that stuff, doesn't he?
He does. David, I'm crossing my fingers for this kid. So am I, Peter. So am I. Wayne, talking about rugby. David says Sam Allardyce reckons he's the one up for the England job, going by his podcast. No tippy tappy. I'm not an England fan, so I'll go over to our England correspondent, Tequila.
Sam Allardyce. So that would be just the comedy. Just for comedy. See, I'm quite like that. I like the comedy stuff. Yeah. So Sam Allardyce, bringing him. Why not? Comedy. Yeah. That'd be great comedy.
We've got Newcastle progress is slowly becoming top 4, top 5 finishers. Geordie says, I'm expecting to win the UEFA Conference League like West Ham did. And by the way,
decent chance.
Yeah. By the way, we've never won a trophy in 68 years in the running, which number will become 18 plus next year.
Wow.
I don't get the bottom bit, do you?
That was we never won trophy, which number will become 18 plus next year.
68 years.
I mean, we complained that we complained about not winning the trophy and since Woodgate's header, but I mean, 68. I mean, fair play to the Geordies as well. They still go and support that club like crazy as well.
David says Sarr switches past assist early in the season, showed he has the ability. He does. We've got Geordie Matthew. You have the big 6 tagline, mate, mate, no one will talk about us. We've got Giant Rabbit. Liam O'Neill would be the new Andy Cole.
Demo, there's a couple of comments at the bottom. You're not going to be happy when you read them. I'm going to wait for your reaction about Ireland's job. Some interesting candidates.
I've just seen now. Yeah, they can fuck off. I've just seen it now. We've got Matthew talking. Then we've got a few people talking to each other. The thing is with Gallagher is being better than our midfield is a missing point. You need to stop thinking in terms of signings being first 11. We don't build it. This is a very good point that we have to look at players that can come in as squad players. Not everyone's going to play every game of the season. Not every player is going to play, are they? So you have to look at players coming in. Now, would Gallagher want to come in as a squad player? Or do you think he would demand to be a starting player?
You are talking about he is the captain for Chelsea as well, so he's probably going to expect, I would imagine, to come in and be in the first 11. He's Chelsea's captain, mate. He's not going to be. I still wonder if he really would want to comment to Spurs. I know that we're in for him, but does he want? Is he worried that he's not going to be accepted by? He's Chelsea captain. Are we going to accept
captain? He's Chelsea vice captain.
Who's he captain with? I don't follow Chelsea.
I know he's not. I know he's not captain of Chelsea. That I do know. No, he wants to come to Tottenham because he likes what Andrew's doing there. He's looking at Chelsea.
But will the Spurs fans take to him because
we've bought Chelsea players before? We've had Chelsea managers and we've accepted them.
I know we had players. I know we had players like Poyet and everything who came from Chelsea, didn't he?
So it makes no difference where they come from. As long once they put on the shirt, I would support them.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. We've got David Moyes. I wouldn't say no to David Moyes being Ireland manager. To be fair, it's that one I would say definitely no to, and that one also. Oh, Southgate is staying as England manager.
Keep believing that, Colm.
Well, Colm is the man in the know. Peter says, lads, I've known Ange since he was a youth player. If he doesn't get backed, he will walk. That I believe. That I do believe. And David is saying we need players that are prepared to spend time in rotation. Exactly, David. Absolutely spot on.
I've got to answer to the prior comment. Define being backed. I just want a bit of. I want someone to tell me what that means exactly.
What for me?
Well, individually, we've all got different ideas. What does being backed mean?
Means back for me means being back with the players that he wants.
So it's nothing to do with the actual finances involved. Then
no, I want him to get the players he wants into the club. I know he's got 250 million pounds to spend this summer. Plus sales. Now we are going to go over the players that are due to go out and the players who may also be going as well, Degila. Yeah. But I want him to. But once he's back, and he will be backed, and I know he'll be backed. I know he will be backed. Ange will get what he wants because Levy knows Ange is his best chance of winning silverware than he's had in a long time, and he doesn't want to muck it up. So just bring the players that he wants. That's all I want. That's for me being backed. Other fans have different values of being backed or have different views of being backed.
I'm just playing devil's advocate a little bit because some people do put a financial number on that.
Yeah,
like,
I don't mind you playing devil's advocate. That's what this channel's all about. So devil's advocate away.
No, I agree. I agree with you guys. It's just about making sure that he gets the players he wants. And I don't want to see any more of these club signings. I can't stand the club signings, dude. I think that's one of the things that I think Levy needs to stop doing if it is him doing it. Then look at Jed Spence being the latest example of these silly club signings.
Yeah.
I mean, that transfer is such a... I got no idea what people are thinking with that kind of transfer. Who was that player bought for? Who was Jed Spence bought for?
The club.
And now we're going to flog him at a loss. So all he's done is just eating up wages for 2 years.
Right, I got something. I got a bit of breaking news, guys, from my sources. A bit of transfer, a bit of stuff. I'm going to start on the Gallagher one first because this is interesting. Poch now wants Gallagher to stay. Now, that's a bit of a twist of a thing because Gallagher's been one that's wanted to move. Now he wants this. Poch wants him to stay. So where this will go, I don't know. Where that will go. Jonathan David is no longer on Spurs' radar as it stands at the moment. So Tottenham Hotspur are no longer interested in Jonathan David.
He's too short, don't know.
Yeah, Southgate is staying with England. Southgate is not in the running for the Manchester United anymore. Looks like England will have another 2 years of the Englishman.
Oh God!
If the
Euros, don't say that, Com.
If he does well in the Euros, but Southgate is staying with England, and it looks like he's going to get a 2-year extension on his contract. But that is a little bit of news. Jonathan David, he's no longer on Spurs' radar as it stands. Poch wants Gallagher to stay. Let me know, guys, what you think of that in the chat. Gallagher, Poch. What the question is, and Wayne Bonner's just hit the nail in the head. I'll actually ask my source that, Wayne. I will ask him that. I'll bring it up and see if he's watching and answer it. And Gareth Southgate is not in the running for Manchester United anymore. Looks like the England will have another 2 years of the Englishman. What do you think to that little bit of breaking news? This is why I love the summer. We could be doing the show, Tequila, and I'll get a load of news like that. That's why I love this part of the year, because for me, it's excitement.
Yeah, I'm going to go with it. There's a comment in the chat from Wayne Bonner. The question is, can they afford to keep him? That's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
I thought that it was more or less that they've got to sell. Not that they want to, that they've got to.
Yeah, they do. They do have to sell him.
So maybe Poch can want to keep him as much as they want, but if they get a decent offer for him, they're going to have to take it.
Yeah.
You might want him to stay. I want Jessica Alba tonight, but that's not going to happen either.
We've got here, David says, it will take more than one transfer window. We need homegrown. Yeah, we do, and I agree with that 100%. Giant Rabbit says, Colin Gallagher is a brilliant young midfielder who's got 5 goals and 7 assists for Chelsea this season and has already won the European League. He's won the Europa League. He's got an engine that never stops. Yeah, I would love him at Tottenham. Levy knows if Ange succeeds, it will take the heat off him. Exactly. It's not rocket science. We've got Neil saying that success is going to require on our reserves being equal to our starters. That competition will carry us into cups and league success. Exactly. I mean, our chat's always been very knowledgeable on Tottenham. And again, they're proven in this show, again, Tequila, how knowledgeable and how smart they are. Bologna are 1-0 up against Juve. Bologna are doing more than what I expected this season. Yeah, same here.
They know their stuff. People in the chat know their stuff, mate. There's no idiots here.
Jack Robertson, Poch already said that about 3 weeks ago about wanting. Yeah, he did. And he's just confirmed it again today. And Chelsea needing money will be want as much as they can get for Gallagher. David's spot on. Doesn't matter what Poch wants. They need money. With what Gallagher wants wage-wise doesn't fit their PSR. Exactly. So, look, we're very quickly, to go on with the other bit of transfer news as well, we'll just continue on this while we're talking about Gallagher and Chelsea and everything. Aston Villa want to sign Ross Barkley. The return is a redemption for him after having a very good season at Chelsea at Luton. Never get that right.
Yeah.
I know you're laughing, Tequila, but
I can't help it.
Why? Why are you laughing?
Because he's a decent player,
It's
but
a rumor. These are
I know.
transfer rumors. These are
Do you not remember that he was a second coming? The hype around Ross Barkley many years ago, and obviously he's not hit those very high expectations. I think he's a decent player. I just don't see Aston Villa. Aston Villa surely can, with all due respect, just do better, considering that they're in a Champions League.
Yeah,
they got to take advantage of this year, Dermo, because if they want to push on, and reports are their owners are actually willing to back them as well, then they need to use their clout being in a Champions League, whatever clout that is. Their clout means they can do better than Ross Barkley. That's my point.
Yeah, but these are only rumours, though, Tequila. So the rumours that we get, and they're only rumours until we can confirm 100% if it's true or not. These are transfer rumours, and we bring you rumours.
Dermo, can I ask you this then quickly?
Yeah.
What if it was Spurs to sign Ross Barkley? How would you feel?
Anyway, we'll just carry on with the show without that person talking nonsense. That's what I would think.
That's great. Yeah. Exactly.
But it's a rumor. That's all it is, Tequila. It's a rumor, and that's all we can give is rumors. We've got Wolves are ready to demand a club record £60 million for Pedro Neto, who is reportedly a summer target for Man City and Newcastle. You said before when I showed you this that you wouldn't want going for him.
Damn right. Considering that's the same amount. Yeah, but that's the same amount we paid for Richarlison. I think he's better than Richarlison. No?
Yeah. Do you think do you think 60 million a bit too much for him?
I thought you could probably reduce that by maybe 10.
Yeah.
50 or so, yeah.
David says, okay, good night, Tequila and chat. Have a good one. Well, bless you, David, and I hope you do well. Come back and we'll do a show. We're doing a show from next Monday.
We've got to get Wayne Bonner on one of these shows, Dermo.
Yeah, we do. I want to do something with Wayne. We've got Gary Beck saying, here's the thing, if Ange wants Gallagher, then the price is 50 million. Backing Ange means paying it. But you watch those screaming back Ange would scream, no, he's not worth it, like it's their money. I know. I absolutely know. Player ratings for the game. This was my player ratings. I've gone for Vicario 8. I've gone for Vicario 8. Pedro Porro 8. I've gone for Romero 8. Rudu 7.5. Van der Ven 8. Bentancur 7.5. I've gone Papa Sarr 8. I've gone for Sonny, Johnson, and Madison all 7.5. And then I've gone for 9 for Kulu for 2 goals. These are Phillips' player ratings as well. Near enough the same, but he's given a bit. He's given all 3 9s at the front. Well, Johnson 8. Now this is Tequila. Tequila's been very hard. And
I'm a bit. I am. I'm a bit. I consider 5 an average. I know, like it's meant to be. People like you 6 as an average, but I really do consider 5 an average. So
yeah. So do you want to go through your player ratings there for Tottenham against Sheffield United?
Yeah, 7 for Vicario. He didn't have that much to do, but when he did, he's solid. Pedro Porro, that's a great goal he scored, mate. So I had to kind of give him a bonus. I thought Van der Ven was decent in the back line. Again, I felt that Draghi started off a little shaky, but he recovered and played much better. The midfield, Benny and Sarr, I thought were decent. Madison, I thought was okay. Son, I was a little bit harsher on Son. I think I just suspect. I was thinking about it, and he's still a top goal scorer, but I don't know. I heard people also this morning talking about Son, saying that he'd had a bad season, and I don't think he's had a bad season. I just think he's had an okay season. Yeah, he hasn't had a bad season, has he? It's not a bad season.
Really. Not really.
And then Kulu surprised me up front there, mate. Yeah, he really did surprise me. I'd be interested next year to see if he would be willing to stick around if you don't sell him to fill in at striker if required. Maybe he'd be worth keeping to fill a couple of positions. More of a utility player next year. I don't know if he would be okay with that, but
yeah, maybe. I think he would. But that look, it's the last game of the season. We're in Europa League, so it's been a success. this season.
Of course it has,
Out
yeah.
of 10, what would you give the season?
I'd give it an 8. I think an 8's fair.
I'll give it an 8 as well. Now we are just going on to that. We are doing a season awards on Thursday for the season. We're going to talk about the Premier League season in the whole on Thursday. Myself, Tequila, Philip, and we're going to get another. I think Mia's coming on as well. So we're going to get a few people. So for the next few minutes, guys, we've picked a few videos. Thank you to Colin who's put this together for me. We're going to go through we've got player of the year, player of the season, young player of the season. We've got goal of the season and game of the season. So what we're going to do tonight, we're going to do goal of the season and game of the season. And then tomorrow we'll do, well, no, I'll tell you what we'll do. Do it the wrong way around. We'll do player of the season and young player of the season. Put down who you think, who we've picked. And then we'll put it into a poll on Thursday. And then we'll announce who our player or a young player of the season is. So this is a little 2-minute video of who we've picked on this channel as our player of the season. So let me know what you think, guys.
Enjoy, guys.
Enjoy. This is player Tottenham's THFC Till I Die player of the season.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooters gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I won, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it.
So that is your, was that 4 or 5 there, Tequila?
Well, players of the season is 4, isn't it?
4. So there are your 4 players of the season. So let us know what you think. And now these are the candidates for young player of the season as well. So we'll go through these, and then tomorrow or Wednesday we'll do the last 2. So this is, enjoy this. This is the young player of the season.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. feel I don't belong. Tell my thoughts to move along, push myself to be the best, die with no regrets, live with every breath. See my message start to spread, and I had so many dreams. Then you hit your teens, life ain't really what it seems. Try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooters gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I won, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know.
So that is the young player of the season as well, guys. So listen, on Thursday we will be doing our review of the season, and then we will be picking. But it's down to you guys. You pick. Yep. So we're giving. So do we do the other two now? Do we, Tequila? Do you think give them the whole hog?
No, spread it out. We'll spread it out.
So we'll do the two then tomorrow. But on Thursday we'll put polls in, and we will then let you decide. So there are the first two. A load of people in the pack. We'll start at the bottom, work our way up. Giant Rabbit says, "I love you, damn it, but that music."
He doesn't like your music taste, damn it.
We'll take it up with our video person who puts the videos together. I like it. That's all that matters. Lads, watching Johnson this year to me looks like he's a scared little boy. If he wakes up and grabs the ball by the horns, he'll be a good player. I think he will be, personally. I still think he will be. Geordie Byner in talks with Vincent Kompany.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Gary says that team was built around QT. He's also take the armband sooner than later. He will do. And Gary also says, how do you split you Doggy and VD and Sarah? And though in fairness, I know. Well, it's down to you guys. Wayne's going Van der Ven player of the season. Gary Beck's Romero's player of the season. Van der Ven young player. That's interesting. Young player of the season is Sarah, no contest. Some benefited with Kulu at false 9 because no one has missed Kane more than Sonny. Having Kulu's strength up to top opens things up for Sonny. It does. I thought Rudu did well. I like to see him get more games so he can improve and we can see how good he is. Exactly.
Yeah, agreed, Wayne.
Very much agreed. And then we've got Rabbit. That defense stuffed because of the 6 in front being weak. Yeah, that's true. And I give Papa Sardi on player of the season. He's also got his first full season under his belt. So well done, Pap. Exactly. Now, guys, we're going down under. No, we're not, because we are. We're going to look at the final Premier League season. And there we go. Spurs finished 5th after 38 games. 13 plus goal difference, 66 points. Tequila, look, for me, it's been a good season. It's been a really, really good season. More than where we were last season. So where are you going with this? Any surprises in that top 7?
Not really. I think maybe a little bit surprised that Man United did so badly. I don't think any was, considering that they kind of had a positive season last year. To not see them there is surprising, refreshing, but surprising. Yeah. I am a little bit, I said this to you right before we came on air, that to see Chelsea at the end of it all only being 3 points behind us and also having a better goal difference, I'm a bit surprised to see Chelsea, after how bad they started, to actually end up being so close to us at the very end, Dermo, for sure.
Yeah, It is. But look, we're in Europe, and that's all that matters, isn't it?
Yep.
And look, we've got to congratulate Man City on 4 Premier Leagues in a row. You really do. You have to say fair play to them.
I think you, Dermot, looking at that table as well, though, if you look at the points difference between Liverpool and Villa, it really does show you the tiers, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it shows you who the big three are, and then it shows the rest of us kind of straggling along by 14 points between Villa and Liverpool. So
yeah, that's true. No,
there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot for teams like Villa, us, Chelsea, and Newcastle to get up to that level. There's a lot of work that all four of those teams, including us, need to do over the summer if we're going to compete with City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. There's a lot of work that needs doing for those 4 clubs to chase them.
But Champions League is next year for us, for definite. I think we can.
We'll be fighting for it. I don't know. I don't. So will Chelsea. So will Newcastle, and Man United eventually will get their act together as well. So it'll be very interesting next year, Dermo. Very interesting.
Really well. Now we are, of course, Tottenham are travelling to Australia. They're still flying as I speak. That is the squad that is gone long trip. That is the players of George Abbott, Brendan Austin, Bentancur, Black, Devine, Donnelly, Rudu, Brian Hill, Therese Hall, Brennan Johnson, Kulu, Rio, Emerson Royale, James Madison, Ashley Phillips, Pedro Porro, Santiago, Papasar, Dane Scarlett, Oliver Skip, Son, Mickey van der Ven, Vicario, and Alfie White. The players who did not travel are, of course, Højbjerg and Romero. The rest, of course, are not fit, all out with injury. Without looking at the players that went to keep, are you shocked with the players who didn't go? And Højbjerg, is that the biggest sign yet? I
think Højbjerg, obviously this is just speculation, but I think Højbjerg probably was all ready to leave in January, and they kind of said to him, just give us 6 more months, mate, and then we'll get you out the door early on. Højbjerg could easily be the first transfer out. I think, Derma, that could be pretty obvious to everyone. Romero, maybe, I don't know, mate. I'm not sure why he wouldn't go. I don't think there's anything transfer related why Romero's not going. I don't know. I couldn't tell you why that is.
Well, apparently Romero refused to go. Apparently.
No, really?
That's what Gary Beck's just said in the chat.
Where'd you hear that, Gary? I mean, like, is there a source or anything? I mean,
well, he has got the Copa America and he has got the Olympics, so maybe there's a little bit of.
I forgot about the Olympics. Yeah, right. Maybe.
And he's also got the Copa America as well.
No, I knew about Copa America, but I completely forgot about the Olympics as well. Yeah, right.
Now,
fair enough.
Spurs players that could be let go this summer: Foster, Davis, Lo Celso, Brian Hill, Solomon, which I was surprised to see on that list, Reguilon, Emerson, and Segi, Roden, Spence, and Dombele. Are you happy with that? I mean, are you happy with that players there to be gone? Because I am.
I think the majority of them, I'm fine with them going. The only one which is a little bit, not mystifying, but a little bit surprising is obviously Solomon, because we've seen so little of him. The only thing I can think of, I'll tell you, Dermo, this is pretty funny, is that back in the old days of playing like Championship Manager and stuff like that, because you know I like my games.
Yeah.
One of the things you could do is you'd buy a free agent and then
flog him.
And then buy a free agent with the only purpose of buying him as a free agent, so that next transfer window you could just sell him, so you'd have more money to spend on your transfers. And it feels like that's what you've done. We've bought in, no intention of really using him, just so we can make some money next year.
Now, I didn't put Højbjerg on that list because Højbjerg wasn't on the list that I found the article in, surprisingly.
Huh.
Now, and also the Spurs players that could go if the right price comes in for this summer is for Richarlison, Basuma, and Skippy.
You know, I'm not the world's biggest Richarlison fan. I don't think he offers us enough.
No.
And he's never been prolific enough, I think. But only if we have a proper high quality, we're talking 80 million plus player kind of thing, to cover it. Otherwise, I don't see the point, because I think he's decent enough as a backup.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't mind him staying at the club, Dermo. I just don't want him starting most of our games.
Well, we have got a game on Wednesday, our last game of the 23-24 23-24 season. It is a ridiculous friendly in Melbourne against Newcastle. It's scheduled for 10:45 kickoff UK time on Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024. UK's live coverage of the match can be found on Tottenham's video streaming service, SPURS Play. I suppose there's other things. Head-to-head history and results. Newcastle with 62 wins, 34 draws, and Tottenham 74 wins. The last thing we're going to talk about today, Tequila, is Ange's and Poch's first season. Now, this was Poch's first season. Got us into Europa League. 38 games played, won 19, drawn 7, lost 12. Goal difference 5, 64 points. Got us course to a League Cup final, which we lost to Chelsea, and we got knocked out the 4th round at home to Leicester City. And then if you look at Ange's first season, 38 games, 20 wins, 6 draws, 12 defeats, 15 goal difference plus, 66 points, went out in the League Cup in round 2 on penalties against Fulham, and we went also out in the 4th round at home to Manchester City. So who's had the better first season?
I think if you look at the league, there's very little in it. However, obviously, we managed to get to a cup final with Poch.
Yeah.
And obviously, we had a very disappointing... that was one of the worst moments of the season, I think, was going out in the League Cup, because that was our best chance of winning something. And obviously, Ange decided to use that game to try and find information out about his players. I do wish he maybe would have chosen another game, but it is what it is. That, for me, maybe just about gives the edge to Pochettino overall, because of the only because of the Carling Cup, or whatever you want to call it. Poch done really badly. Not Poch, sorry. Ange done really badly in the cups this year. I wish we would have had a run in the cups. League-wise, I think Ange has done slightly better. But if you want to look at the overall, I mean, we got to a cup final, Dermo, and we don't get to many of them, dude. No,
that's true. I still think Ange had a better season anyway.
Even though the cups were so bad.
I just think we've played better football and we've got a better squad on the range. That squad on the Poch wasn't the greatest, to be fair.
I think I agree with you that it's a better squad. Yeah.
But that is it.
Yeah.
That is the show for today, guys. It's been a cracking show. I've really enjoyed it. We'll go through some of these comments and then we will end off there. We've got Giant Robot. My favourite song of all time is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, as my dad used to sing it to me before he put me out in the shed at night time when I was a baby, Dermot. I should get you to read this out, I think, Tequila.
One sec. Gary Becks, what do you mean even Tequila does it? Only if we get 78 million. Which player are we talking about, mate?
I'm going back upwards, so he's probably just read them out there. He's probably mentioned it beforehand. So,
okay, just trying to understand what he's quoting me on.
Richie.
Oh God, no, not for 70, 80 million. I wouldn't expect to get out for Richie, mate. You're lucky to get half that.
Big up, Gary.
There's a miscommunication there, Gary. Believe me, I don't think Richarlison. I don't think. God, no. 78 million for Richarlison. My God.
Before we go, we are proudly to announce our new sponsors, Appy, and also above my head as well. Hit the QR code for Wraith Energy. If you do, please do. You get a 10% discount and use the code THFCTID for 10% off. And then with Appy, we're waiting for the link to come through, guys. It is a company that makes apps. We are actually in the process of making a THFC Till I Die app for your phone. So that is coming soon. So we're in discussions with Appy Pie. So probably going to start next season. There will be a THFC app. So, God, you are typing very loud.
It's because my keyboard is right next to my mic. Sorry, Dermo. There we are. All done.
Anyway, everyone's decided that even the sitting room people have decided to make noise. So that means I need to go. Anyway, Tequila says, LOL, bite your hand off for 30 million, Gary. Big up. Tequila, where can people find you, sir?
Obviously, you can, gents, you can find me here with Dermo and be doing the transfer shows over the summer. I'm also on probably on the gaming channel, Dermo and Colm's gaming channel, which is Double Dumb Gaming. And I've got my own small gaming channel with my mate where we just talk about two veteran gamers, just talking about the video game industry, good and bad. And that's at the Play Pouch channel. So that would be great if anyone can sub. Thanks a lot, guys. Dermo has disappeared into the void where we all need to go sometime.
Listen, thank you very much. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscription button too on the way out as well. We are back tomorrow at 7 o'clock with more shows. Wednesday, we're covering the Europa League final as well. Atalanta against Leverkusen. Can the German side go the whole season?
Yeah, they're getting that.
Joining me for that will be Tequila. Thursday, we're doing the post-season show as well, guys.
By the way, Dermo, I'd just like to add, there's a little joke that I've heard about Harry Kane talking about Leverkusen, calling it Daniel Leverkusen.
Very funny. And then Friday, we've got the build-up, of course, to the FA Cup. We're going to do more transfer stuff. And then on Saturday, me and Philip and Tequila will be covering the FA Cup final, Man City versus Man United. So please join us for that. Well, that's it. Oh, one thing I wanted to say. I forgot to say this now. Just talk for a few minutes, Tequila, while I'm doing this.
Okay, let's see if we've got any more in the chat. Gary Beck's, me too, I'd take it twice. Twix, yeah, Twix. Monster Munch, maybe. Barbecue Monster Munch. Giant Rabbit, just imagine handing Daniel Levy £1 billion in the transfer market, Demo. Would you trust him? What, Daniel Levy himself and his football knowledge? No, I wouldn't, because he's not meant to be. He's not meant to be making the football decisions, is he?
I just want to say from myself, from Tequila, and from Philip as well, and Carla when he does join the channel, a massive thank you for all you for the support this season. You've been absolutely fantastic with all the likes and subscribes and helping.
Great support, guys.
Great support, and we really do appreciate it. So thank you so much. Also, I want to thank my other half as well for putting up with me for doing this. She puts up with a hell of a lot of me working long hours on the channel, putting shows together and everything like that.
Everyone in the chat, give a big thumbs up and a big thank you to Mrs. Tron. We thank you for putting up with them.
I couldn't do this without her. I couldn't do this without support I get from her. I really couldn't. But all you guys as well, all your subscribers, all your members, just a massive thank you for me and Philip and Tequila. It's been one hell of a season. It's been one hell of a ride. I've enjoyed every single minute of it as my kitchen decides to go into chaos. But on that bombshell, do you know what? I'm going to play the last one out as an outro. But look, these are some of the games we remember for this season. But thank you again. We are back tomorrow at 7. Come on, you Spurs and Big Ange. We trust. This is part of the award ceremony. But I just thought, you know what, Tequila?
Just play it.
Good,
yeah.
You know what? The game. This is game of the season. Just play it. And come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Got to respond to Gary Beck's message. I'm sorry, Tequila.
That's okay.
She's holding a frying pan off camera. Yeah.
She got more than a frying pan in that.
Yeah. And also Wayne says, "Bless you, Mrs. Tron, for putting up with all of us." Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Anyway, that's all. Come on, you Spurs and Big Ange. We trust.
I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a past, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff, everybody working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah, rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun, shooters gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I fall, yeah, always do it on my own.